It's done with great deliberation. The artist, that six-fingered hand, and then this out through ritualistic sex magic. I wrote about that in the Cosmic Chess Match.
Ritualistic sex magic.
I would pause.
So stupid. So stupid. Hello, friends. I sit down to think about how to organize a video like this, and I just have to say, fuck it. Let's just get into it. So years ago, when I first started writing about giants and giant skeletons and stuff like that, I put in a Google, whatever the hell you call it, like an alert when there's like a news article that comes up for the word Nephilim, because I wanted to see what people were talking about. I want to know what the buzz was. So I still get those. And they basically fall into three different categories. There's video game stuff that has to do with Nephilim. There's like anime and movies. And then there's the crazy crap from like your Christian fundamentalist conspiracy theorist people.
Black-eyed kids are real. They are utterly evil in every way.
Of course, those are the ones I'm interested if you want to use that word. So one came across my virtual desk last week. Lo and behold, it was our old friend, L.A. Marzulli, talking about the Nephilim in Gaza. Never one to miss a chance to talk about the links between this kind of nonsense and current events. Let's dive in.
And they have made contact with this ancient Nephilim spirit, which is over that entire region.
L.A. Marzulli, it's great to have you back with us. I love getting these messages from you because you always point out things that most people miss. And what you sent me just a little bit ago was this banner that is in Hamas-controlled Gaza, I believe. So tell me about this, and then explain what it is that we are looking at, because there is a big spiritual significance.
Yeah, I mean, there is, absolutely, without doubt. This is the podium that Hamas has made where they make a big deal about exchanging the prisoners. Look at the clenched fists, and notice it's the left hand, number one. Number two, just recently in Israel, they discovered a grave with a woman whom they believe was a shaman who had 6 fingers on the left hand. Okay, so how many fingers are we looking at?
All right, so what he's trying to do here is set up the 6 fingers. Polydactyly is a Nephilim characteristic. It's a genetic characteristic. You know, we can cut this down. He's going to talk for 14 minutes about this, but the short version is that he thinks there's a connection between the Nephilim and Gaza, the region of Gaza, that persists to this day. So let's let him continue. I might do some skipping around here.
You're looking at 6 fingers.
There's 6 fingers, yeah, and we have 4 fingers and a thumb.
That's right.
Yeah.
They have 5 fingers and a thumb.
All right, so the math is good. We're solid on the math. 5 fingers and a thumb, whereas we have only 4 fingers and a thumb. So that's 1 extra finger. 1.
That is deliberate. It's not a mistake. It is not a mistake. It's absolutely deliberate. They know what they are doing. And then if you look at the banner, what it says in Arabic, in Hebrew, and then in English, we are the flood. The war's next day. And that, in my opinion, is absolutely in your face, because the Nephilim were destroyed in the flood. They are using
or were they?
Language and imagery which hails back to their destruction. Why would Hamas go with a 6-fingered hand? Because they know. And Gaza, I did a show on this a while back, and dare I say I broke the story on it.
Mm-hmm.
The Holy Spirit led me to that particular passage. And basically it states that, I'm paraphrasing here, that Joshua and Caleb did not conquer Gaza. They did not go in and take out the Nephilim that were in Gaza. For some reason,
right,
they let it alone. And that's a 3-hour conversation. Why? Why would they leave it? And Gath also, and Goliath, of course. I just love the way Trump plays hardball. It's just he knows how to play the game, taking no prisoners, taking no nonsense. What are they going to say? We don't want them? Well, why don't you want them? You know.
Speaking of taking no nonsense, I will point out that L.A. Marzulli lied about me for a span of over a year, I don't remember what it was this time, misrepresented me, defamed me. And all I can say about it is that the matter was settled to the satisfaction of both parties. Anyway, if you want to know who's trustworthy in the world, this might not be the best guy to get your information from. Just a point of order. A point of order.
But here's the deal. What do they know? What do they know? Because that banner which we're looking at is 110% in your face, deliberate. It is so deliberate. I mean, it took, honestly, John, it literally took my breath away. When I saw that, I just went like that. It's like, oh my gosh, they know. On some level, they know that this is so deliberate. It's in your face.
He said deliberate like 3 times. So he's probably right. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, so I have my Valentine's Day candies that I'm going to eat to try to dull the pain of listening to L.A. Marzulli. I wonder if the Nephilim are connected to Valentine's Day. Almost like sidetrack. There's an open market here. I don't see anybody connecting the Nephilim to Valentine's Day yet explicitly, so you guys need to get on that. The hidden truth about Valentine's Day. All right. Sorry. Back to the screed here.
And it's just amazing how many pastors won't even touch that. Well, angels really can't procreate. Well, then, so either you can tap dance around that theologically till the cows come home, or just finally admit what it says. And you remember the Israelis, the Israelites.
Sometimes I really wish the cows would just come home. I would wrap up a lot of this, wouldn't it? If the cows just came home, maybe we would be done.
We are, and I'll shameless plug here. There it is, folks. On the trail. And look how it's like what, 600 pages. There's actually 4 books in here. I mean, full color pages. Here we are, and
I mean, holy cow! Look at that, 600 pages.
And Senior Juan's Museum in Paracas, there were some of the elongated skulls, and Elmer Fudd, I'm Elmer Fudd here. I handled those things. And because I was the leader of the expedition, there's a legal right. And I got attachments. I had attachments coming back. I was under demonic oppression for about 3 to 4 years before I could shake it. I mean, I didn't shake it.
I finished chewing, but did he just say he handled the elongated skulls, which are human remains from the people who lived there, nothing to do with demons or Nephilim, and he was possessed for 3 or 4 years because of that? Or he had what was the phrase he used?
And I got attachments. I had attachments coming.
Attachments. He had Nephilim attachments?
Back. I was under demonic oppression for about 3 to 4 years.
Demonic oppression for 3 to 4 years. I don't even know what to say, LA. I'm sorry. Is there I went with my kid today to buy a birthday card for a birthday party that he's going to, and I did not see any, sympathy cards where I'm sorry you've been under demonic oppression. Or I would send him one. But I guess he's out of it now, so he's back to being able to function fully in the world in which he chooses to live. So glad you got over that.
Before I could shake it. I mean, I didn't shake it. The Lord finally took it from me. It was a lesson. It's like, why did you allow this? To show you what you're dealing with. Okay, I get it. Do I want to go through that again? No, thank you. Will I do anything unless I hear marching orders from the Lord? Absolutely not. We were set to go over across the pond.
I wonder if it was the Lord who told him to lie about me for years. Was that a message from the Lord? I wonder if we have settled this matter also to the Lord's satisfaction. It was settled to my satisfaction, the satisfaction of both of us, but I didn't realize that LA would have been taking orders from the Lord, so maybe we should have checked in there too. I don't know. Just a thought. I didn't realize there were 3 parties involved. Maybe he's not responsible for his own actions. I don't know.
Last September, and the Lord said, I didn't tell you to go there.
What do you think that they're trying to communicate in the
Good question.
Cultural sense, right?
Let's hear the answer.
This is completely conjecture on my part. But again, that image and the verbiage is 110% deliberate. The leadership, the ones higher up, they know. They have to know. They know the territorial spirit. The question is, and this is conjecture, are they doing rituals? Are they doing rituals to bring the power in? I would throw out for your critical thinking that the leadership, they know who it is that they serve, and they have made contact on some level with this ancient Nephilim spirit, which is over that entire region. That's, I'm going out on a limb here, folks, but that's what I sincerely believe.
Okay, so the Hamas leadership has made contact to somehow channeling power of the Nephilim. What do we got here? 4 more minutes. We're letting him run out the clock.
Yes, the rungs of disclosure, which is, people are having a hard.
Now that your boy Trump is in office, shouldn't all of this stuff be disclosed? Isn't he on your side? All of the secret, hidden history, everything that the government knows, like, shouldn't we just, shouldn't we just be opening all that up? Who are the gatekeepers of all these secrets at this point? Right? That's an honest question. All the secrets about giant skeletons and conspiracies and hiding things and assassinations and UFOs and demons, everything that the U.S. government knows, like, that should be an open book now, right? That would be bad for business, I guess, if everything was disclosed, then you couldn't sell your own version of what is being hidden if nothing is being hidden anymore. So I'm going to presume, though, that we're going to know everything that the government knows about Atlantis and the Nephilim and giants. Like, that should all be coming. That's the real flood. That's the real flood that's coming.
Give us your closing thoughts about this, and what is our action? What's our takeaway from this?
Oh, yeah. What do we do?
The action should be spread this far and wide.
Okay.
That
I'll help you.
should be the action.
Okay.
The church needs to wake up and understand that we are in the days of Noah. Why would he single that out? Because it's the presence of the Nephilim. It's the presence of the fallen angels. And I've dedicated my entire life to exposing this. And then you get something like this in Gaza, and it's just like, you have got to be kidding me. Honestly, John, I saw it. I counted the fingers 3 times. How many pastors will speak about this? And it's tragic.
It's tragic. Sorry. It's tragic. Tragic.
So, folks, spread this far and wide. Spread it far and wide and show it to your pastor. Maybe that'll wake him up.
All right. So he's gotten a lot of, he's found some runway on this one. Let me find, there's other stuff. There's articles. I've gotten like 3 or 4 notifications. Spiritual warfare in Gaza, Nephilim prophecy and America's presence. And there you've got your 6-fingered left-handed fist and toddler in chief.
Today, we're diving into some of the biggest headlines from around the world and how they align with what the Bible says about the end times. The fist had 6 fingers. Now, some might write this off as an accident or an oversight, but let's take a step back and look at what the Bible says about 6-fingered people. In 2 Samuel 21, we read about a battle between David's demonic principality ruling over a region. These territorial spirits don't just disappear. They remain, unless evicted from the region through spiritual warfare. Gaza was never fully conquered. And now, here we are in 2025, with a modern-day president saying that the U.S. is going to take control of this very region.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it.
Think about that.
Yeah, is having the Nephilim in Gaza, like, is that going to affect, like, building your Sandals resort there? Trump wants to do, like, when you get insurance on something like that, you have to, like, check a different box. Like, you have an inspection, like, when you get it, when you're home, the bank wants to make sure that its investment is protected if you have a mortgage or whatever. So I wonder how being part of a demonic principality overseen by the Nephilim is going to affect your property values. That's my question.
Could this be a moment of biblical significance? Is Trump stepping into a role that past leaders, even Joshua and David, did not fully accomplish? If so, what does that mean for the future of Israel? Could this be a step toward a united, one-state Israel? It's possible, and as believers, we need to be watching closely.
Be quiet. Here's another one from Charisma Magazine, the magazine about spirit-led living. February 12th, has Gaza accidentally unveiled a Nephilim presence? And there's our friend L.A. Marzulli. I don't know what video that is. In an exclusive interview with Charisma Media, L.A. Marzulli discussed how the people of Gaza may have just revealed that there are Nephilim in their midst. Well, he was saying that it's not accidental at all. It's 100% deliberate, and they're sending a message, 110%. You know, he went better. So Hutton Pulitzer always says he's 100% sure, 100% confirmed, 100% this, 100% that. L.A. Marzulli is 110%. That is 10% more than 100%. That is 10% more than it possibly could be in this realm. So I guess the extra 10% is spiritual, because the natural world only actually allows you to have the entire thing 100%. So, I mean, that's a powerful endorsement. Is this the video we just watched?
The bones of a Nephilim.
All right, that's the one we just watched. They know the territorial spirit. He says, are they doing rituals? Are they doing rituals to bring the power in? Okay. So that's sure. I feel like there was one that I watched that LA was doing his own thing on it. See if I can find that. Boy, Charisma Magazine again. They are heavy into this shit there at the spirit-led living. Trump, Gaza, and the return of the Nephilim. Is history repeating itself? So here's LA again. This one is from February 6th.
Except in Gaza, territorial spirit has never been deposed in that area. That's the entire Gaza, never been deposed.
It's a demonic Nephilim spirit. This is a stronghold. The territorial spirit that was there was never.
This is really an hour and 15 minutes. I already burned through my Valentine's Day candy. I can't do an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to have to scan here. Let's see. I'm sure he's making the same points. Oh, this was a guy here who was talking to in the other video.
Completely were they were of a different seed. Can we talk about that?
Gaza was originally a Canaanite settlement. Canaan was the home of multiple different tribes who were known to have Nephilim living among them. These were the fallen angel offspring, and they were often referred to as Rephites or Rephaim.
All right, so here's an older video. What does this date to? 2 months ago, people talking about stuff in general with the Nephilim in Gaza. Here's one from 3 months ago titled Gaza's Haunting Past, How Nephilim and Anakim still shape the Middle East today. Nephilim in Gaza 2 months ago, Prophetic Times, Netanyahu's horrifying biblical link. 9 months ago, Nephilim in Gaza, Chaos in the Middle East explained with L.A. Marzulli. So it looks like they've been talking about this for a while, but it was the banner that kind of inspired another round of talky about the Nephilim, and they think they've got their smoking gun there. Boy, I sure wish I could find the video. There was one where he talks again about the foramen magnum being in the wrong place and the Nephilim having a really long neck or something like that. He's totally wrong about the foramen magnum. It's a total bullshit claim. I talked about that in another video that I will link below. I wonder who else has 6 fingers. The Mark of the Giants, 6 fingers and toes. Megalithomania, so that would be, it's my friend Jim Vieira getting into the polydactyly there. I wonder what these guys...
This is an example of polydactyly, meaning many fingers. It occurs in about 1 in 500 live births, but it typically only involves an extra pinky that's usually not functional. In this case, he has 6 digits and they're all functional, which is extremely rare.
So is that guy Nephilim? Does he have the genetic, because L.A. Marzulli, like all of this stuff is all about genetics and the seed wars. So like, is this person Nephilim? What should we do about that? Should we let them walk among us? Like what's the call to action here? That's what's never been clear to me. If you start taking human variation and breaking it down into people that are human and less human, you get into some pretty ugly, sinister territory pretty quickly. So that would be my question as to what should be done here. And believe me, I'm not asking for a real solution. I'm just curious, intellectually curious, as to what they think of all of these judgments that they are making about anatomical phenomena, which they do not understand at all. And I'm speaking, about the foramen magnum, no anatomical knowledge whatsoever, just making stuff up. And I'm sure they don't understand polydactyly either. It just fits a narrative and it helps them sell books. What else? 6 fingers and petroglyphs. The idea that people with extra fingers are regarded in some ancient societies as more spiritual beings or having a connection to the supernatural, like that doesn't seem illogical to me at all. I'm not going to be able to find you a reference right off the top of my head because I'm just spitballing here, but the idea that people who, were physically different in a number of ways, whether they were extra short or had 6 fingers or a different hair color or albinos or something like that, were often kind of put into spiritual roles as shamans. It's not that weird. It's actually pretty logical and understandable if you think about it.
You might have seen viral videos of people with extra fingers or toes, and many get scared thinking it could happen to anyone. But that's not true. Although this might look handy to have more fingers, it's not. This is actually a condition called polydactyly, which is a birth defect. How many times did I say finger?
6-fingered family are Brazil's lucky omen. Are they Nephilim? LA? What should we do? What do you think?
6-fingered family has been embraced in Brazil as a lucky omen.
Do you think that she has been in contact with the dark spirit world to try to open up some kind of demon principality having to do with the Brazilian soccer team? Is that what the 6 fingers mean? It's a legitimate question, because if you can take descriptions of 6 fingers in the Bible or a burial of a 6-fingered person from the pre-pottery Neolithic B and connect that to the Nephilim, I want to know how the people with 6 fingers today are connected to the Nephilim in your worldview. That's a real question. I would love an answer to that.
All members of the Silver family were born with polydactyly.
Look at them. Nephilim, all of them, right? Don't they have to be? Can you join the army with 6 fingers? Huh.
में से वो एस्पिरेंट जो 6 फिंगर्स कैरी कर रहा है, उसके लिए फौज एज अ करियर इज स्ट्रिक्ट नो. मेडिकल कंडीशन जिसे पॉलीडैक्टिली का फिंगर कैरी कर रहे हैं इज अ स्ट्रिक्ट नो.
I don't understand all this, obviously, but it seems like he's saying that if you have 6 fingers, you can't be in the Indian army. Having 6 fingers is a dominant trait.
In the Florida Keys at Ernest Hemingway's old house, there's a whole colony of cats with too many toes. The story goes that Hemingway was once gifted a 6-toed cat named Snow White, or maybe Snowball. The details are kind of sketchy.
I've seen those cats. I've been to Hemingway's house. That was a long, long time ago. I presume they're still there because this video is going to tell you that the trait is passed on genetically. So maybe these cats are also Nephilim? Could that be? Hemingway is not my favorite writer, so, if he was harboring a bunch of Nephilim kittens and some kind of demonic principality in Key West, would not surprise me at all. I'm sure the Trump administration will release the records on that, and we will have some full disclosure. I'm not sure what rung of disclosure the Nephilim kittens of Key West are going to be on, but I'm expecting some revelations to come here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have burned up the time that I have for now. I'm going to stop talking and get back to my life. I hope the world survives the Nephilim presence in Gaza. I'm not sure we're going to survive the idiotic place we are now. I wonder what like chat, like the Google AI search. Here we go. What do we want to know? We're going to ask about Nephilim in Gaza. Historical context of the Nephilim in Gaza, spiritual significance. Rabbi Jason Sobel, he was one of those guys who came up in the video, argues that the undefeated presence of the Anakim in Gaza has left a lasting spiritual imprint on the region, contributing to ongoing hostility. He suggests that a territorial spirit associated with the Anakim and Nephilim has remained in Gaza, influencing the area's tumultuous history. Boy, it's important to note that these interpretations are based on religious and spiritual beliefs and are not universally accepted historical or political analyses of the situation in Gaza. See, it says like this is the problem with AI. Many religious scholars and commentators view the continued presence of Nephilim-related beings in Gaza as having profound spiritual consequences, territorial spirits, spiritual warfare, corrupted genetics. That is not religious scholars. It's the peanut gallery out there on YouTube. It's conspiracy theorists and, let's just be honest, some pretty stupid, manipulative people who are saying that. But since AI, they're going out and they're seeing everything that's out there and it's pulling together an answer and saying, well, a lot of people think this. All it is like tracking the volume of chatter, which, as you know, if you've paid attention on social media these days, like some of the loudest voices, the ones that are most amplified, are the ones that are horribly, horribly wrong. They are dominating the sound space or the information space. My dad recently passed away. One of the things that he taught me, one of the phrases that I've come back to and will stick with me, garbage in, garbage out. He was an engineer. So if you put in garbage in your variables or into your process, or that's the information you're feeding in, then you are not going to get a good result out. So if AI is consuming the junk food of L.A. Marzulli and others, it's going to tell you that religious scholars and commentators, a lot of them are talking about this. They're not talking about this. And in fact, that was one of LA's main complaints, is that your pastor is not going to tell you this.
Many pastors show that in the thousands of churches, the tens of thousands of churches that are, and what does the Lord say?
You need somebody else to steer you straight. And that would be him and people like him who want to sell you books. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. I got to go pick up a kid from a birthday party and get on with my life. Have a good rest of your Saturday, everyone. Don't believe everything you see online.